It's Becky from BluSky here, and I'm so excited because BluSky recently started a relationship with the company Tradesea, and we now get to trade our accounts with Tradesea, which is amazing because it is so similar to TradingView. That's the heart of the structure of the program underneath of it. And I don't know about you, but I definitely got my start by learning on TradingView. It's an excellent program, and so I think having some familiarity there makes this transition so much easier. And I just really love the features of this program. With this now being capable to be used with my prop funding company, BluSky, this weekend, I am fine-tuning all my charts and setting it up and getting used to how it works. And I'm pleasantly surprised already. I just pulled it up. I just got my account set up. So there is different YouTube videos on our BluSky channel here that shows you how to set in, how to transfer your accounts, and how to get set up on the platform. So I'm not going to cover that, but I just got mine set up. And so now I just want to look at how to set up my charts. And so I thought we'd do it together. And I'll show you guys what I'm looking for. So I just connected my account up here. This is where you'll see your accounts that you're trading with up here in this top corner. And so you just want to make sure if you have more than one account on there, you just want to make sure that the one that is up is the one that you want to trade on when you get in and start your day every day when you're trying to trade. So check that. That's up here in this top left corner. Now from there, it just opens up this chart, right? And so here is the chart in the main part of the screen. So if you haven't used this before, I'll just briefly kind of run down, but here's where it says what instrument you're trading. I have ES pulled up, and then the time frame that you're on, which is the 5 minute. Here it says what type of candles you want to use. I know when we stream, sometimes different streamers will have the volume candles on, which is pretty great because the candles get more wide when they have higher volume and a little bit skinnier when they're lower volume, which is an interesting way to look at the price action. And so there's all the different options in here as well, Renkos and Heikin Ashis. And so that's awesome. Indicators. So this has pretty much all of the standard indicators as I believe TradingView does. So you can kind of search through here if you're looking for something, you can find it. So speaking of, actually, I really want to start by putting volume on my chart because that is something that I look at. So the automatically populated down here. Now, so if you've done this before on a different chart like this, then I'll show you a nice way to modify it. Okay. So you can sort of down over here, you can make the candles wider or smaller, and then you can drag your chart by clicking anywhere in here. You can move it, right? So then up here, if you have an indicator on your screen, I had none set before because it just starts you with a naked chart. So you can go up here and you can click on it and see how it tells you what's going on here. This is how you can hide it if you want. You can unhide it. And then also settings or delete. So for settings, you can come in here and this is how you can change the color of them if you would like. Make them brighter, darker, volume moving average, smooth moving average. I kind of like having a moving average on. I'm going to play with that and make it a little bit not as obvious. So it's just kind of subtle, right? Just adds a little bit of dynamic there to that. I like that. Price labels. I don't think I need that. There's more noise. I want to put some things on there that are value to me, but I don't really want more noise. Okay. So I do like volume. I like to see how it is developing. So to keep that like that, I don't think I need to change any of that. So I'm going to save that in here. Okay. Now that's kind of what's going on up here. Indicators, like I said, you can search for anything that you have on other charts that you like. You can find it in here. And then when you want to modify it, you go up onto your screen and it will show up here what indicators you have loaded onto your chart. And you can go from there. And then this is, kind of like your general backwards and forwards button says F anything. And then a template. So over here is some other structure of the platform Tradesea. So this is how you get back to this home screen. It has candlesticks on it for a candlestick chart for your chart. And so this is how you get onto your trading screen, which pulls this up. But this one, this compass, so cool. It shows you all of your stats, right? This is my brand new account, my first time here, but not my first time with this type of platform. That's why it feels kind of comfortable for me. It's not hard to learn because it's similar to what I've used in the past, same base structure, right? But this is amazing because it gives you incredible amount of stats. So you can find out your net P&L, your win rate, profit factor, average win-loss ratio, scores. And then down here is that calendar that we all like to kind of look at and gauge where we're at. So if you've ever used the company Tradesea as a journaling platform, this gives a lot of similar information, honestly. So I can't wait to start playing with this more as I trade this account. Over here, Polaris AI. This is the AI that is built into Tradesea, which is brand new. This is this very, very cool feature. And our other educator at BluSky, Justin, has alluded to this in some of his videos as well. But it has incredible capabilities. So I'll show you that on the other screen also, because you don't even have to go into this if you don't want to. I'll show you that. And then over here is Discover. Now this has a lot of news feeds on here. So if you're finding it's a slow point, check this out, slow point in your trading day. Check this out and see what you can learn from it. But on here, back on the main trading screen, this is where you'll pretty much always live. Up here, there is some settings as well. This is very, very important, you guys, to know where this is. So before you even start trading, I want you to check out the settings button up here. So if you do trade copying, I just have one account so far. I haven't enabled this yet, but here's where you'll have a lot of options. We want to do demo down the line, but it's honestly pretty intuitive. You just pick your leader account and then pick which accounts are following, and then you have to save it to lock it in place. But this risk setting is something that is highly valuable for all traders, is to be able to protect your capital when you are not trading well and you want to have certain parameters on your day that just will cut you off if you're not trading well, you're not seeing the market well that given day. So here you can set a specific risk settings, as in I risk in terms of, I only want to lose $500 in a day, or profit amount as well. Over here is where you can do your personal daily loss limit and personal daily profit target. So these are super helpful because they put parameters around your trading. That way, if you lose $600, or if you make maybe $1,525. So for like the 50K accounts, $3,000 is your profit target. And for the launch accounts, you can pass them in 2 days. And so you want basically $1,500 each day if you are doing great and you're killing it. So best case scenario, if it's still an evaluation, you don't want more than really $1,500, but I don't really want to close with like $1,475 because then, it could stretch to 3 days. Best case scenario, honestly. So there's a little bit of a window of cushion on that. So I will set mine for $1,525. It's pretty common because then it should close you out just over your threshold. And then that should meet parameters for the consistency. Now here is the personal daily action. Liquidate and block means it will shut you down and kick you out and put you in, your accounts will be locked. You can't trade the rest of the day. Liquidate just means it will flatten your trade that you currently have on and stop you. This is where you can, if you don't hit liquidate and block, you can trade again. So liquidate and block is what will actually stop you from trading that day. And then you hit save. Privacy, back up here, I'll show you the other things in here. Settings. Privacy is where if you want, sometimes this is valuable for your psychology. Actually, I'm the psychology coach at BluSky, although all our coaches talk about psychology. But you can do mask your unrealized P&L, mask your realized P&L, mask your balance, mask all. If you want to show someone something, you don't want to show them everything that you have going on. Or if you're just a trader and you like to not look at your P&L fluctuate and just focus on the trade that is in front of you and not worry about the money, you can mask your P&Ls. And then you are just trading your chart and you have your risk settings in place. And so it will kick you out if you need to be shut down for the day. But you don't have to make decisions based on the dollar amounts that are hanging around while your trade is in play. If that's something that you found is a trigger for you, watching that P&L fluctuate, you can close that, which is awesome. And then hotkeys, a lot of traders will trade with hotkeys. And so you could just set this up, save it a certain way. Over here, activate it. So that way you can, say close all. You should put in what you want to be and then save and then activate. And those will activate hotkeys. So if that's something that you like to do when you trade, totally use that. That's not my jam. I'm a mouse trader. I just started that way. So I don't use them yet. Who knows? Okay, so that's the settings. Up here is just the lock button. This is, if you just say you haven't hit your daily loss limit, maybe you say your daily loss limit is 600, right? Or your daily profit target is 1525, but you've had 1200 and your day's gonna get crazy. And maybe you have kids in the house. I happen to have a 3-year-old who is home all the time with me. And so if I've had a really nice trading day and I know I'm gonna be busy the rest of the day, sometimes I will go in and I'll just lock myself out all day or for the next 3 hours or something. And then I'll set lockout. And so that's like a purposeful lockout that you can do on your trading accounts without having triggered something under the risk parameters. So that's another locking option. This says your internet, you're connected, you look good. This is to change the settings. Woo, so bright. Obviously from daytime to nighttime. So that one, very white. If that's your jam, go for it. I don't mind a white chart, but I think that's too much. So I'm going to stick with the dark. And then over here is help, but you can work through that. Now, this is the other place I was telling you can find your AI is on this screen. So if you click that beta there, it pulls up the AI over here and you can ask for things on this side. So I'm going to show you what we can do with that. So let's start putting some indicators on this chart. Okay. So how about VWAP? VWAP. And so you type it in and then it does it, right? So this is the VWAP, right? So that's pretty cool. It's very handy. And yes, I am one of those nerds who says please and thank you to my AI. I don't know. Don't judge me. Tell me if you do or you don't. Now I'm kind of curious. Anyways, so you can request for it to find indicators and you can just type them in. You don't even have to search them under indicators. I'm going to close this because I want to show you how I want to fine tune my indicators. So I do use VWAP, but I don't want just one standard VWAP on here. Although look at that, it's bullish, right? It's all trading above VWAP. So to modify that, you guys remember we go over here to this top left part of the screen and it will show you the indicators that you have on your chart. So for my VWAP, I don't want to hide it. I want to change some settings on it. So this is the visibility. I don't want to change any of that. That's not something that I tend to monkey with, but if you are deep into the underlying information of your indicators, feel free to research that and modify that however you want. But I definitely like to change some other information. So the inputs I'm going to leave as the high, low, and for this session to not carry over from the previous session. Basically, it resets when the market closes and when it opens. That's what this means by session. But style, I want to change. Actually, it's not letting me. I want to add other bands. Okay, so I think I want to do the VWAP with the bands, and I don't see this on the settings here. So I'm going to see if there's a different VWAP here that has. Yeah, this one I think has more band. Okay. All right, so that's a little bit extra, but we can work with that. So I'm going to delete this one and I'm going to modify this one. Okay, so what's it got here? So it's got the standard VWAP length of 14 sessions, 14 of the time periods that it's on. So style. Okay, so these are the standard deviation bands. VWAP, upper one, upper lower, up two. So these are how far we are from VWAP. So I want this to be less. It's too much color. So let's change this. Let's make the VWAP kind of center of it all. I want to keep my candles, I think, red and green for now. Sometimes I play with those, but let's do this and make it kind of a scale. And I want these to be kind of dark, upper and lower one. So that's one standard deviation against center. I want this one to be a little more muted. And then the two deviation bands, I want them to be there. Yeah, this one, same. Okay, so that, yeah, I think this is a little too dark. Yeah, you just got to make it your own. You know, there's an art to how you like to do your charting. But I want to have a little bit of color, but not too much. And I think having it be like this yellow and sunsetty kind of vibe is good. I don't like all this noise over here. So I think that is this. Yeah. Oh, that's just up top there. Yeah, we don't need that either. That's up here if you want to look up here at the values, but I don't want that. It's more noise. I don't want to change that. Okay, let's save this as my default for now and leave that. Okay, let's see. Is that too noisy or is that okay? I don't mind it. Is it showing the yellow is the center, which is the VWAP. So it does stand out the most. We're trading above VWAP here. And then we're kind of pinging the one band held. It came above. Now we're in the upper regions here. Okay, I'm going to leave that for now. And then let's see, I would like to get a moving average on here. Let's see what it has in here. Moving average adaptive, double weighted. There's some options, huh? Let's start with the basic one and just see what it has going on. Okay, and then I want to come over here to the settings. Length 9. It's like it knows math. I kind of like the 15, but I also like the 9. The 9, it hugs a little closer. Let's start with the 15. On close, 9. So keep it at 15 as well. Do I want it blue? I have it blue. I'm kind of used to blue. I don't need it labeled. I really don't. Smooth? No. Yeah. Okay, so then the moving average is blue. Do I want to change my chart colors? My candle patterns? Let's see. A little brighter, maybe? A little brighter? Green. That's a little better. And let me play with these volumes. It kind of pop out, you know? It's kind of dark, which I like the dark. I kind of like it, you know, not too bright on my eyes. Okay, the candles stick out a little bit more against and I want the indicators kind of melt into the background, right? And so the candles stand out a little bit brighter against them, which I like. Now I will often put a range, right, on my candle pattern. So this is one more thing that I want to show you. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just going to show you how to do a quick range because that's something else that I find really valuable. Here, so there's tons of indicators. Okay, so this is tons of ways to draw on your chart. Okay, so here is trend line, horizontal line, horizontal ray, where it shoots out from there, parallel channels, all the things. And so just play with this. These are how you do your fibs and all kinds of GANs. This is different patterns that you can throw on your chart. These are different positions that you can play with, short position patterns, drawing tools, text tools. You can even put an emoji on there if you want, like this one. If it comes down here, we did, right? All kinds of different tools. You can lock them in place if you want. But for me, something that I use really commonly is this price range. And I think this is something that we can fine tune as well. Okay, so I want to put the morning lows or the open lows on here today. Okay, so let me see what the settings are on this. So you can do this as well. You can change your settings. And so you can make back with this over here so you can see it. Make the background brighter if you wanted. I want to extend to the right. That's how I like it. This, I think, defaulted to labels, but I don't like the labels. I don't want any of them on there. I don't need them. More noise, like I said. You can put text on there if you want, like support. You can change the coordinates on there if you want. Okay, let's just start with that and see how it looks. And then you want to change it. You can, say this is not support. Say this is, 5-minute orb. It's not, but say it was. If you do the first 5-minute orb of your session, you could put it on there like that. You could label it. You can come in here and get rid of that. And then say how thick you want it. If you want it thicker or thinner, I like thin. And I want it not quite as startling, especially since the numbers show on the side. You can see what's up with that. Okay, yeah, I kind of like that color. You can save it as a default. See, this one's blue for the color. Yeah, okay. And that arrow just shows that that's how you drew it. And then you can, all right, cool. Okay, so those are a few of my basic things, like my VWAP bands and a moving average band. Now, say I'm like, this is just too much noise, and I just want to look without seeing the cast. So you can come up here, and without getting rid of your settings, you can just hide your VWAP. Sometimes you don't want it. Sometimes you're like, I wonder if we've broken through the one band. I wonder if we've broken through VWAP. You can turn it on, you can turn it off. Same thing with the moving average, volume as well. Hide, don't hide. You guys probably know that. And this is a drawing. It is not an indicator. So to get rid of that, you just click on it and you right click, and then you could remove it and get rid of it. Same thing with our dead school. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so this is how I think I'm going to set up my chart. And I don't use VWAP on here all the time. It's kind of noisy. But it's nice how you did see the confluence of the VWAP and the moving average right together. Then we broke through quite nicely. So we might be rotating back down here. Interesting. Okay, so this is how your DOM is. There's different ways to place your orders. The DOM is, I think, what people are most used to. Okay, so say you just did that and you downsize your DOM and you're like, wait, come back. It's down here. So that's what the scalp is. So that's just really fast. So you don't have to have all that noise over here. You just want buy and sell. But if you want to go back to the DOM, that's how you click this one, the scalp. And so down here, buy, sell. So join bid, join ask, where you try and get the best position, best entry that you can. Close position, careful with the reverse, because that means you might be entering a little bit on the heels of what you just, the opposite of direction you were just going. Cancel all and flatten all. So really important to have these buttons always available for you. This is how you enter and exit your positions. You can kind of see the amount of orders that you're seeing in these numbers here, which is where buyers and sellers are sitting. So that was longer than I honestly already wanted to be, but I want you guys to know all the options that are within Tradesea because it's super valuable. There's so much potential with it. There's so much opportunity. It's really a cool program that now we can trade copy with, and it works great with BluSky. And so I'm very pleased that our prop funding company has this option for you guys because it's such a killer resource and so easy to use. And if there's ever anything that you're like, oh, where did that go? I didn't do this. Ask Beta. It can help with a lot of things. And then use this help button here. If you need anything, you can ask Compass and get some help there. Over here is your account center where you can click on and get your personal information. And so, like I said, everything is here. If you guys have questions, throw questions in the comment section down below and we will answer them specifically. If you want more in general, leave a comment and we can create a new video for you, something if you have a whole another question about anything, holler at us and we will make it happen. We're all about educating and supporting our traders in every way possible here at BluSky. And so thanks for hanging with me. And if you have any questions, yeah, just hit me up. Take care, everyone. Happy trading. Bye.